Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I am back with part one of my summer to fall transition fragrances. I've got 10 fragrances here, and these are all perfumes that I'm super excited to start wearing as we transition from the hot summer days to the cooler fall, autumn days. I've already, to be completely honest with you guys, I started transitioning probably 2 to 3 weeks ago. I'm already kind of getting into my heavier fall scents. These are ones that I pulled that I'm really excited to wear this year. So I'm just gonna jump right in. The first one that I am really excited to wear is this one here. This is a Laura Mercier perfume. This is the Laura Mercier Eau Gourmand Ambre Vanille, and I love this. This one isn't quite heavy enough for me for the really cold months. So this is the perfect time of year for me for this one. This one is sweet, and it's a perfect blend of vanilla and amber. The amber doesn't overpower the vanilla. This one's like sweet and cozy. This one is quite perfumey smelling. It says Eau Gourmand as if it were like a gourmand. It's too perfumey to be a true gourmand to me. This is not an edible gourmand. But yeah, it's just a really beautiful, cozy vanilla and amber fragrance, and I love it. And I start craving it this time of year, and this is my favorite time of year to start wearing it, in between the warm days that are getting into cooler autumn days. So anyways, that is Laura Mercier Eau Gourmand Ambre Vanille. This next one, this is probably the best transition fragrance on this list because it's got coconut in it, and it's a warm coconut fragrance that's still perfect for the hot days, the hot, long last days of summer, but it's got this really beautiful, cozy sandalwood in the base that really just takes it straight into the autumn season. So anyways, the perfume I'm talking about is this one here. This is Alaia Paris, but this is Alaia Nude. Yeah, it's called Alaia Nude, and this one is a little bit more difficult to find. You find Blanche and the original one in the black bottle pretty easily, but this one's a little bit more difficult to come by. I think I found mine, I either had to buy mine from Mercari or eBay. I want to say I found it on Mercari. But yeah, this is beautiful. This is strong coconut and sandalwood. Very strong coconut and sandalwood. So it's perfectly appropriate for the hot weather because you've still got that beautiful hot weather coconut, but it's also great for those cooler evenings, those cooler fall evenings with that warm, heavy, woody sandalwood. It's beautiful. It's kind of skin-like, but it's got a skin-like scent to it, but it's a little bit too heavy to be skin-like. It's a pretty heavy scent. This one is great. It lasts a really long time on me. So does the Eau Gourmand, so does the Ambre Vanille. This one I can easily get 6 to 8 hours out of. It performs great. Alaia Nude performs great on me as well, especially if I wear it in a little bit warmer weather. When I first picked this up, I think it was a little cooler out, and it didn't perform great in the cool weather. It definitely does better with a little bit of heat in the air. So anyways, that is Alaia Nude, great transition fragrance. Okay, next we've got a Burberry fragrance, and this is the time of year that I love to pull this one out. This is Burberry Brit, the EDP formulation. Now this has been reformulated, I believe, unfortunately. I tracked down the original formulation because I wanted it before it was gonna be more difficult to find. This is a beautiful scent. This is this is a cozy pear scent, and it's a fresh pear. It's a really fresh pear in the top. And then this really beautiful, almost candied almond in the middle. And then it's got like Tonka and amber in the base. But I love it because it's still light enough that you can wear it in the heat because the pear is a really fresh pear. It's a really crisp, fresh pear, and it hangs around for quite a while. You can even still smell the pear into the deep dry down, so you never really lose the pear. Oh my gosh, and then that candied almond is just so beautiful, and then you get the warmer Tonka and amber in the base, and it is stunning. It's such a beautiful transition fragrance. these are the fragrances that I start to wear when it's still too warm out to really get into my fall fragrances, but I'm ready for fall. These are definitely the fragrances I go for. Burberry, this one is okay. Even this original formulation, usually Burberry fragrances are an absolute beast on me. This one I can get like 6 hours out of. It's great. I mean, 6 hours is plenty, I feel. I feel like 6 hours is plenty of time, but you know, you will probably have to reapply it maybe midway through the day. I do love it though. It's a beauty. So anyways, that is Burberry Brit, the EDP formulation. Okay, next we've got this one. This was just in what I wore last week, a couple of videos back, or a couple of weeks back, because I did just wear this. It's time for this to come out. This is Chloe Nomade, the original formulation. Now, as it starts to really cool off, I'll pull out the, I think it's the Intense version. I love this perfume. It definitely is a little bit more suited for cooler weather. This has got like Mirabelle in it and Oakmoss in the base. It's kind of I think it's classified as a chypre, but it's pretty sweet. And because it's pretty sweet, it's like, is it really a chypre though? Yes-ish. I guess because of the Oakmoss in the base. But in my opinion, it's a little bit too sweet to be a true chypre. But I do love it. It's beautiful. It's a little bit heavier than something you would want in the summertime, but it works beautifully in the heat. Again, it's been in the 90s. It's been in the 90s where I live, and I wore this a couple weeks ago, and it was beautiful. It didn't like choke me. It wasn't too heavy. It was just perfect. But I will say it does work better in the cooler weather. And it's perfect for, you know, when it starts to cool off in the summertime, when it really starts to cool off in the evenings. This is a great perfume. And like I said, I will pull out the Intense version, which is even heavier than this. It's beautiful though. So that is Chloe Nomade. This is an absolute beast on me. Every single Chloe fragrance that I own is an absolute beast on me. This one is almost nuclear. I don't need to overspray this one. I can go in with a few sprays and I'm good for the entire day. It just performs beautifully. So that is Chloe Nomade. Okay, next, this is the time of year I love to pull out this fragrance here. This is Lolita Land from Lolita Lempicka. And I love this perfume. I usually really do not like peach in fragrance. But this is like a peppery peach, and I don't like pepper either. To me, this is like a peppery peach that dries down to the most beautiful kind of citrusy vanilla fragrance. It's beautiful. It's definitely light enough to be worn in the warmer weather. It's definitely not too heavy for warmer weather, but I do think that it's a little bit more suited for some cooler days. So it's definitely more suited for like late summer, early fall. And so it just makes it a perfect transition fragrance. This is one that I've pulled out that I can't wait to start wearing. My husband absolutely loves this fragrance on me, and yeah, I'm really excited to give this some love. This is a great performer for me. I can easily get, I don't know, 6-8 hours out of this. Yeah, this is one that I feel like I'm not gonna be able to wear another perfume that day. If I put this on. I do love the bottle too. I love the little deer with the swan wings on the lid. I just think it's so pretty. So anyways, that is Lolita Land from Lolita Lempicka. Next, we've got a beautiful vanilla perfume. This one is so good, and I usually wear this during the transition seasons because it's a little too light for me to be like a true fall or winter fragrance. This is Tocade from Rocha, and this is a beautiful kind of perfumey vintage style vanilla. It's got a whole bunch of flowers in it, like every flower. It's got rose and jasmine and geranium and like every flower. And then it's got amber and patchouli and I think musk and vanilla in the base. And it's beautiful. It smells, because it's got all of those flowers in it, it's got that kind of vintage vibe, which I love. It's soft and not very sweet and not at all gourmand. It's more of like a vintage style perfumey vanilla. And I love it. I really, really love it. It's great. This one is, I would say that this one performs really well for me. I can easily get, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours out of this before I would need to reapply. The thing about this one though is it wears closer to the skin, so it's not gonna be a beast, it's not gonna project a ton. It is gonna wear closer to the skin, so you will be able to smell it all day. People around you will be able to smell it all day, but you're not gonna be smelled before you come into a room, if that makes any sense. So anyways, that is Tocade from Rocha, beautiful vanilla. I didn't realize how many fragrances with vanilla in them that I've got on this list, but you know I love my vanilla. Okay, next we have got a pink fragrance. You can usually find this on sale at Victoria's Secret during sales and things for like 10 bucks. And this is called Pink Gold. This is an eau de parfum, and this is basically just this amber crystals and vanilla. And this is another one that my husband loves. I love this. It smells like a really nice, kind of like sexy body lotion. I mean, it's slightly sweet, it's deep, like kind of, it's pretty rich smelling. But yeah, just amber and vanilla, and it's really, really pretty. I love this. This is one of those fragrances. I wore this, in fact, I feel like I had this in my transition video coming from fall, coming from winter to spring. I feel like maybe. I don't know, but I love this. I've actually been wearing this all summer because I just love how it smells. I think it's amazing. This is another one. Probably gonna need to pick up a backup bottle of this because I do wear it pretty often. Oh, and I love it. It's just the perfect amount of like sweet and sultry. It's not super juvenile smelling, but I don't know, but it does still smell pretty youthful. I don't know, it's a hard one to explain, but I do love it. So anyways, that is Pink Gold. This one is a beast on me. I can get easily 7-8 hours out of this with just one application. I do overspray quite a bit, but yeah, I never have to reapply it, and it's just a stunner. So anyways, that is Pink Gold from Victoria's Secret. Okay, next, I'm pretty sure this perfume has been in every summer to fall transition video I've ever done because I adore this perfume, and this is my favorite time of year to pull it out. This is Tender Romance from Ralph Lauren, and oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. This is a sweet, buttery pear and ginger perfume. And it's beautiful. It's buttery, it's syrupy, it's sweet, it's rich and decadent smelling. And it's so good. It's really, really sweet. And this one goes really, really sweet on my skin. I absolutely love this. If you love pear and ginger, I think you would love this because that's really what you get out of this one. It's pretty linear. This one, I don't get a lot of change like from the time that I spray it on until the deep dry down. It's pretty linear. It smells pretty much the same, but man, do I love this one. Oh, it's so yummy. It's just such a yummy perfume. It's great. It still can totally hold up in the heat because it's got that beautiful pear, but it's not a super fresh pear. It's more of it's more of like a stewed pear. Honestly, it's not super fresh, but it still holds up just fine in the heat. It's not, you know, it's not so sweet that it's gonna like choke you out in the heat or anything. It's just a perfect transition fragrance. I'm pretty sure I've had it in every summer to fall transition video I've ever done because it's like the perfect transition fragrance. Just like the Burberry Brit. There's something about that pear that, I don't know, that is just so cozy, but still totally appropriate for the heat. But so cozy and making you feel like it's, you know, you're ready for autumn. So anyways, that is Tender Romance from Ralph Lauren. Next, I've got another celebrity fragrance. Next, I've got a celebrity fragrance, and this is a great perfume. This is the only time of year I ever even really look at this perfume because to me, it's a great transition perfume. This is Meow from Katy Perry. These are fragrances that, honestly, I picked these up for the bottles. I really wasn't interested in what was inside them. I just liked the little kitty bottles. I thought they were so cute. I had to have them in my collection. They were really, really inexpensive. but I actually like the fragrances inside. They're actually really, really nice. And this one of the two, this is my favorite. I don't know why I just switched hands there. That was weird, but this is another one it's full of flowers. It's got like gardenia and African orange flower and just a whole bunch of flowers in it. It's got pear in the top though. So again, with that pear, there's something so cozy about pear to me. And it's just the perfect transition scent. But yeah, and then again, it's got the vanilla and the amber and the musk and the dry down. So it's kind of, you know, a typical scent, but it's beautiful. It's just a perfect, again, perfect transition scent because the pear keeps it light enough that it can totally be worn in the heat, but it's super, super cozy. And there's something so fall-like about pear to me. And yeah, I knew when I started pulling these, I was gonna have a whole bunch of pear. And and I've got more pear in my collection that will probably show up in part 2 of this. But yeah, just a beautiful little scent. And I love that it dries down to this really sweet, pretty, and it is just pretty. It's not groundbreaking. It's not, you know, life-changing, but it's just a really pretty vanilla and amber scent in the dry down. So anyways, that is Katy Perry Meow. And then last but not least, I wore the heck out of this when we were transitioning from winter to spring this year. And I just have a feeling I'm gonna wear the heck out of this transitioning from summer to fall. The fragrance I'm talking about is this one here. This is Lalique Le Parfum, and I adore this perfume. This is another perfumey, kind of slightly complex vanilla. This has got a bay leaf note in it though. That's the only thing that can be off-putting for people. I love it. It smells like oh man, it's so good. And this one, as it gets older, it gets better. It's amazing. It's sweet, but not overly sweet. It doesn't smell, it's not a gourmand vanilla. It doesn't smell edible. I think that the bay leaf note is perfect. It grounds it. It gives it a little bit of an herbaceous quality, which I love. I love an herbaceous vanilla. And it's just perfumey and beautiful. And I just adore this perfume. I wear the heck out of it. I wore it a ton this past coming out of this past winter. I just wore this all the time. In fact, it lived on my desk because I wore it so much. And you can see I've got a pretty good little dent in there. And yeah, I just love it. It's a great, great perfume. And it does fine in the heat. It's light enough that it's perfectly fine for the heat. It's not my first pick for like a super hot day, but you know, it's one that if I'm feeling like I want a fall scent, but it's still 85 degrees out, I can fully pull this and wear it. And it's not gonna be too heavy or too much. And it's super cozy and perfect, and I adore it. So anyways, that is Lalique Le Parfum. Le Parfum, sorry. So anyways, guys, those are 10 transition fragrances that I cannot wait to start wearing this season of going from summer into fall. Yeah, this is just part 1. I do have part 2. I do hope that you all enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to give this a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.